Let's talk about foldables, because I think there's two things that you should keep in mind before you purchase a foldable. Now, I've had issues with pretty much every foldable that I've owned. In my long-term review of the Z Fold 4, I talked about how the display all of a sudden developed some dead pixels, and now there's a huge black dot in the middle of my display. I'll link that video so you can check it out in the description below. And I've also experienced issues with my Pixel Fold where there was some damage to the inside of the display that caused issues, and I had to go through a whole process of getting that repaired. It was under warranty, but I had to call Google multiple times and almost fight with them to get that repaired, completely covered under warranty, because they wanted to charge me for the replacement of the screen protector on top of the display. So they were going to replace that display at no cost under warranty, but they wanted to charge me a couple $100 for the screen protector, which didn't make sense to me. If you're going to replace the screen anyways, why are you charging me for the screen protector that's going to be obviously replaced automatically when you replace the display? Just didn't make sense. In the end, they did cover the repair completely under warranty, so that wasn't a problem. But I just think there's a couple of things that you should keep in mind before you buy a foldable. Number one, you should already have in your head before you buy a foldable that you may experience, you probably will experience some issues either with the hinge or with the internal display. There's just so many things that can go wrong with a large foldable like this. The hinge could develop issues, there could be dust that get inside, the internal display, like I've mentioned before, can have problems. So you should already go in there with a mindset that I may experience problems. That's not something I could say with other smartphones. I buy a phone and I'm confident that it's gonna last me a few years really with no problems, and if there is issues, I'll know that it's covered under warranty or that I caused the damage myself. That can't be really said with a foldable, because for example, the Z Fold 4 that I have for over 2.5 years, the screen developed problems about 2 years later, and now it wasn't covered under warranty. So I think that's the first thing. This is still a pretty new technology, at least for the consumer market, and you may experience some problems. And that brings me to the second thing that you should have in mind before buying a foldable, and that's you need insurance, or you need Samsung Care if you buy a Z Fold line. That is a must for a foldable. Don't think that you won't have any problems. Like I just mentioned, you probably will experience some issues. So having that insurance to cover those issues is just so much better. It's still gonna be a hassle. You're still gonna have to send in your phone and be possibly without a smartphone for a while. Have to take some time out of your day and make phone calls to either Google or Samsung and perhaps fight for that repair to be completely covered under that insurance or under warranty. But you just never want to be in a position where you have a foldable and then you don't have insurance and it's no longer covered under warranty, because then you're going to have to pay for a replacement screen that a lot of times on a foldable like this that is going to cost more than what the phone is actually worth at the moment, if that makes sense. You're going to pay more for replacing the display than you could sell it on eBay as a used phone, which kind of stinks. That's where I think having insurance or having that extra coverage is going to really help when you have a foldable. In the end, I think foldables are great. I think they're the most exciting smartphones available right now, but there's still some issues with the technology. And it is getting better. These companies are starting to make durability better and better on these folding phones, but there's still so many things that can go wrong. Like I mentioned before, the hinge, the display, there's moving parts. You just don't want to have a phone that's pretty useless after a couple of years. So those are two things that I think you should keep in mind before you buy a foldable. That's been my experience, and that's my advice that I guess I could give you after owning a few of these foldable phones. But what do you guys think? Have you experienced any problems with your Pixel Fold, with your Samsung Z Fold, or any foldable? Let me know with a comment down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos just like this one on tech news, reviews, and opinions, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our new videos, and I'll see you on the next one.